We keep on moving, we keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down. We ain't slowing down. We keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. Yeah. No, we ain't slowing it down.
Let's go. We ain't slowing down, baby. Come and show me how. Gotta do it right now. You know you gotta hold me down. Can I let the moment pass? Good things they never last. Pull up in a whip, you know I had to hit the gas. Yeah, that's premium. Pull up with a team and ain't worried about the other side. They know that they ain't beating. I'm on everything I love. Word to the man above. Keep it cool, calm, collected. At this point, you get the message. Life is hectic, but we gotta keep it rolling, no. Gotta keep it moving like we stole it, though. Rolling with the punches, giving hits like we are in a scope. Even though I'm clocking, punching in, I'm independent, though. Staying prayed up, ain't nothing gon' phase us. Ain't never gon' let a lame say what they just made up. I never take a pay cut, we getting what we worth in. I never change the blueprint, cause we know it's really working. Moving.
We keep on moving along.
Keep it moving, keep it rolling.
No, we ain't slowing it down.
Never slowing down, never
moving.
moving.
We keep on moving along.
Keep it moving, keep it
rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down.
Never gonna lose it. Cause we in it for the movement. If I'm lying, then I'm flying. Don't play into their amusement. If we trying, we ain't dying. Never sleep, never sleep, never. The moment that you rest your head, they think they can't compete. If you gotta skip steps, then the plan is not complete. Get your reps in, get your reps in, get your. Never rest on a past success. You gotta love what you do if you tryna be the best.
Keep on
Moving,
we keep on moving along.
keep it moving, keep it rolling.
We ain't slowing it down.
Never slowing down, never
moving.
moving.
We keep on moving along.
Keep it moving, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling, keep it moving. We ain't never gonna lose it.
Who's been to Epstein Island, mate? Oh, yes, it's Wednesday. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are and whatever you're doing in the world. I hope you are well. Interesting day for me today. Didn't really do a lot. Ain't really done a lot today, really. No, just chilled out. But I went on X earlier. Right. So I went on X, as you do, right? And when I went on there, where is it? It said this. Your account is suspended. After careful review, we determined your account broke the X rules. Your account is permanently in read-only mode, which means you cannot post, repost, or like content. You won't be able to create new accounts. If you think we got this wrong, you can submit an appeal. So I did submit an appeal because I hardly use the thing. I mean, to be fair, the most I do on X is I'll like something and I'll repost it. So I don't know if I've liked and reposted something and it's got me in trouble with it. But I told them that's all I do. I don't really post anything, really. I don't post anything that which is anything. You know what I mean? It's nothing that would get me in trouble. But anyway, yeah. So I've still got X, but I just can't like anything on there. I know. I thought it was supposed to be like this free speech thing. You know what I mean? Old X. I don't know. I will see what happens. We'll see going forward if they release me from there, which I ain't bothered because, like I said, I don't really use it anyway. So who's here today? Too Shy is here, everybody. Oh yeah. I've gone all fluffy today for you. The beautiful Beth Gish is here, everyone. And the legend, that is Nazulium, is here as well. And Nazulium says, I've never been to Epstein Island. Who's been to Epstein Island, mate?
Everyone!
Oh, yes, they've all been there, haven't they? That's very quiet, isn't it, at the moment, all the Epstein stuff. I don't know if we're going to see that come back again. What's this? Bob Jones is here, everybody. And Bob says, I'm suspended from X as well. Well, I mean, I'm obviously in a good club then, aren't I, Bob? You know what I mean? That must be a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing, to be suspended on there. It's probably for the best. Because, you know, at some point I might have started posting. I mean, it's bad enough what I do on here. Well, I don't really do it. I don't really do what I used to do. Like my streams in the dark internet, in the dark, shady corridors of the internet. I don't go to those extremes anymore. But that unfortunately, that platform's gone for me. I know, I do miss it. It was a good laugh. It was a good laugh. There's a right good crowd on there. But we're slowly building a little crowd on here. I do think YouTube is suppressing my streams, or maybe it's because I don't make videos. Maybe it's because I just don't make videos. I don't know. You'd have to. I don't know why. I'm stuck on 269 followers at the minute, or it's subscribers. Although they're not subscribed, are they? They're not paying, are they? In the thing, it's not like you pay for anything. Anyway, I hope you're all well. So, I've been looking at the news today. There's bits about, obviously, the new government, because they're just a shambles, within the first 24 hours. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, eh? But I've got this for you. This is my first one. This caught my eye, and I thought it was very interesting. And I thought some of you might appreciate this more than others. So, police station opens at Hitler's birthplace in bid to rid site of Nazi link. Is that going to do it? Is that really going to do it? Is it? Is that going to... I mean, to be fair, if you're into old Uncle Adolf, if you are... Where is Uncle Adolf, by the way? Oh, yeah, there you are. Maybe that's what gets me shadow banned or whatever it is they call it on YouTube. Maybe it's not up to everybody's taste, is it? But I think if you're a fan of the old Austrian painter and all of that, like history, then I don't think it's going to matter what's there. I don't think it's going to matter if it was just a patch of dust, just bare earth. I don't think that would matter, because that is it's like when the baby Jesus was born. You know, that's a holy place. No matter what's there, that actual spot, if that is the actual spot, is going to be a mecca for it. You know what I mean? Just like Uncle Adolf. It's just going to be the same, isn't it? But we'll read it. We'll get into it. Maria Walker's here, everybody. Yes. How you doing, Marie? I hope you're well. Oh, the bells. It's the bells. The bells that made me deaf. Anyway, we'll carry on, regardless. Austria has opened a police station in the house where Adolf Hitler was born, in the town of Branum am Inn. Branum am Inn. Something like that, anyway. I don't know how you do it. It follows years of controversy about what to do with the 17th century former inn where Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler was born in April 1889. Yeah, that's the fella, him. That was just to put it into context. That's the bloke, isn't it? Yeah.
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
Okay, mate. Right, fair enough. Hitler only lived in Salzburg or Wustadt 15 for a few weeks before his family moved to another address in Brunau or wherever. They left the town for good when he was 3 years old. Hitler returned briefly to Brunau in 1938 on his way to Vienna after he annexed Austria to Nazi Germany. The opening ceremony of the police station. They had an opening ceremony. They had an opening ceremony for a police station. Really? Why? Featuring police musicians playing a tuba and other brass instruments, was attended by Interior Minister Gerhard Kahner and other local dignitaries. Austria was taking responsibility for the terrible legacy of the past, said Kerner. While deciding what to do with the building had not been easy, Kerner believed the police station marked a new chapter for the building. Not really. I can assure you, mate, it ain't. It's not. It's not done anything. It's nothing. It's done nothing like that whatsoever. It's the place, and that's it. Forever and ever. While there is a human person who's allowed to see any form of history on the planet, then it's going to be the place. It's literally the place, right? It's nothing about the building. It's the spot. It's the town. What are you going to do? Recreate the whole town? Unbelievable. Austria was taking responsibility of the past. This house will now become a place of democracy, rule of law, security, freedom and human dignity, he said. A Catholic police chaplain then blessed 2 crosses which will be hung in the new police station. For decades, the Interior Ministry had rented the building from its former owner, a local woman called Gerlinde Pommer. It paid her a generous rent in an attempt to prevent the house being used as a site of extreme right-wing tourism. Okie dokie. The building was used for many years by a local charity as a day centre and workshop for people with special needs, but it was forced to move out in 2011 when POM blocked renovations. She also repeatedly refused to sell the property to the government. The house remained empty for several years while the authorities and Pommer argued over terms. In 2016, Austria's parliament passed a law allowing the government to seize the house from POM. See, that's what they do. See what they do? Do you see, government, what they do? So you own something, right? Which is yours. You own it, right? You ain't got any debts on it. You own it. It's yours. A property, whatever it is, yeah? And the government, right, wants it. For whatever reason. Doesn't make any difference, right? They want it. So what do? They introduce a law that can just squash you like an insect. Because that is what they do. And the government is supposed to be for the people, don't you know? Well, that's not very for the people, is it? I mean, you might have your own views on World War II. I've certainly got mine, right? But, yeah, we'll leave that there. She also, the Parliament law, they passed a law. The Austrians passed a law allowing the government to seize the house from Pommer. It paid her compensation of €812,000, £690,000. She later took the government to court, saying the sum was too low, but lost her case. Should have turned it into a museum. Do you know what I mean? Do you know where I'm going? She should have. Imagine if that had been turned into a museum about the Second World War. That'd have made some money, I bet. I think, right, when it comes to Second World War memorabilia, I think it's the German stuff that is more expensive and more sought after than anything else. Why is that? Well, that's weird, isn't it? The most abominable, weren't they? They were awful, weren't they? You know, but collectors will spend a fortune on their stuff, their original stuff. That's weird, isn't it? That's weird. I wonder why. Anyway, the Interior Minister at the time, Wolfgang Sobotaka, said the building should be torn down and a new one erected in its place. Still won't make no difference, mate. It's the place. It don't matter what you put there. You could put anything there. You could surround it in barbed wire. It's still the place. It doesn't make any difference. They don't get it, do they? They don't get it, do they? Do you know what I mean? Oh, God. It was an echo of an earlier offer by... Oh, hang on. Well, should have been torn down and erected in its place. It was an echo of an earlier offer by a Russian MP who said he wanted to buy the house and blow it up. And there was a storm of criticism, with many saying that destroying the house would be tantamount to denying Austria's Nazi past. In 2019, the government announced plans to turn it into a police station and initiated an EU-wide competition for architects to submit designs. Millions of euros were spent refurbishing the old yellow building, which now looks very different from before, but is still the same place. Now painted white inside and out, the building is full of gleaming oak woodwork. An old winding staircase and arched entrance hall have been preserved. It looks very different from when the Lebenschaft charity was running a small shop in one of the rooms at the front when I last went inside almost 20 years ago. Police Chief Inspector Ludwig Heiss said he was happy to have such a great modern building to work in. Yeah, I bet he is. I wonder what sort of stuff he collects. We have more space, he said, but otherwise it is like any other police station in Austria. Well, it's not, is it? It's so not. Not everyone is happy with the decision to open a police station there, with some arguing it sent the wrong signal, especially these days. Some had warned the house, wanted the house to become a centre of responsibility, confronting the Nazi past. Others, like local historian Florian Kontanko, say they would have liked to have seen the Lebensstreif charity return. I hate flies. But even this charity organisation did not want to come back because they thought they would be used as a fig leaf for a political discussion, and so the government had decided in another way. Or whatever the fuck, told the BBC. There is no sign on the house about its history, and the building features security cameras to record the activities of any potential neo-Nazi pilgrims. What are you doing outside, mate? What are you doing outside here looking at this house? It's out. I'm just looking at the house, mate. Why? Why are you dressed in all black? Why you got that badge? What's that red banner on your arm, mate? What are you actually doing here? Too many laughs, guys. Too many laughs. I know. I wonder if Prince Harry's been there. Remember when he had his famous Nazi uniform incident at a fancy dress party? And he went with the old swastika, didn't he, on his arm? Do you remember that? Brilliant. I thought that was so funny, me. They didn't find it funny, though, did they? They didn't really find it funny. I did. There is no... Oh, right, yeah. All that links Hitler is a stone on the street outside, which was erected in 1989. It says, "Never again fascism, in memory of millions of dead." Okay. Okay. The stone comes from the nearby former concentration camp at Maustenhausen. Hitler's name does not appear. However, Florian Tanko believes the site's history will never go away, even if fewer neo-Nazis pay a visit. It's true. Never will. You have to deal with it, and so we'll try to deal with it in an open and correct way. It's not a matter of being proud, but it's a matter of dealing with the fact. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. The fact that they think they had such a thing because somebody was born there. You know what I mean? I wonder if Mussolini gets the same sort of treatment, or who else is there? Pol Pot. I mean, Pol Pot. Do people make pilgrimages to Pol Pot's birthplace? I don't know. Probably not. Probably a lot of people these days, especially the younger ones, don't even know who Pol Pot was. Not a very nice chap after all. And then we get to some the government. The government that's got no accountability. They're just horrendous. Within the first 24 hours of the Labour new Prime Minister and new cabinet, right, they've already fucked it all up. They're absolutely abominable, these people. Streeting apologises after early prisoner release comments heard on mic. Now, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm not going to play the clip. They were all there, you know, all of them rubbing shoulders at some sort of garden party. I don't know if it was at 10 Downing Street or somewhere, and the media was there. And apparently they were saying, because the Labour, right, I think it's actually, there might be a video of it here, I might play it. What Labour was saying was that apparently they're going to release a load more prisoners, right? Really dangerous people. You what?
What?
Yeah, because apparently they haven't got enough prison spaces. So what's the point of a prison then? What's the point of having a prison or sentencing serious criminals to serious time if you're just going to release them early? And apparently, these people are complaining. This family's complaining because two blokes killed a police constable in the UK, allegedly, apparently, and they're looking like really getting released early as well. So there's uproar about that. But apparently, it's like we'll call them short eyes because that's the official term, isn't it? You know, apart from paedophile. The short eyes, there's them lot, there's rapists, there's murderers, there's all sorts of criminals, and they're going to release loads of them. Loads of them. Why would you do that? Why don't you just build more prisons? You know, you spend money like it's going out of fashion. So why don't you just make more prisons? Or is there some other deeper, darker thing to this prisoner release thing? But anyway, we'll get into this. So let's have a look at the video for what it's worth. Right, let's have a look. Apparently, the mainstream media did have this video because it was them, the ITN or something, but they didn't release it, right? Let's have a look. I don't like politicians. So there was a hot mic moment. I think that was it then. You can't really tell what was said, to be fair. But yeah, so that was the moment. So let's look at the article. Defence Secretary Wes Streeting has said there was no ill intent. Not apologised. There's no apologies come from these people, just so you know. No ill intent behind comments he made apparently about the early prisoner release scheme, which were caught on camera. So basically they said something about it, and they laughed about it. They were laughing about the early release scheme. Laughing. Like it's funny to release dangerous criminals back into society early. That's like funny to them. It ain't funny. I don't think it's funny to me, and I don't think it'd be very funny to you either, to be fair. Especially if they're released where you live. Or if you're a victim of these people, and you've been told now they're going to be released early, you'd be like that, wouldn't you?
What?
You know what I mean? That ain't going to make you sleep very well. Why don't they care about the victims anymore? It's also upside down. In a video published by the news website Guido Fawkes, the new Justice Secretary, Alex Norris, can be seen walking towards Streeting, and the Home Office Secretary, Shibabama Mahmood. Streeting can then be heard calling Norris the enemy now. While Mahmood responds, no he's not. Streeting goes on to say he wants to let them all out, appearing to reference the government's plans for early release of prisoners. Then they all laugh. Then they'll start laughing. The comments have been criticised by Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch for making light of the scheme, which her party opposes. Didn't they do something similar? I don't know. I don't know if they did or not, but they're all the same. While Andy Burnham's cabinet are joking about letting criminals out of prison early, Conservatives are listening to victims and will continue to fight this disgusting policy, the Conservative leader wrote on X. Streeting and the Home Secretary, Mahmood, had both apologised. They had an apology. It's not an apology. Not one of them said, I'm sorry. That is an apology when you say, I am sorry. They didn't say that. Apologised for the comments caught on the hot mic, with both labelling the early release scheme as a serious issue. Well, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue at all. You shouldn't be releasing anybody early if they're really bad criminals. Simple. I hope everyone can see that. Right, let's see if there was. So let's see if the word "I'm sorry" is in this, because that's what an apology is, isn't it? And I quote, I hope everyone can see there was no ill intent behind this ribbing of the new Justice Secretary. It was a reference to an old Mary Clark joke that the Defence Secretary said in a post on X. And so there's no apology there. But I appreciate there are very serious issues. And I'm sorry. Okay, I got it wrong. any offence inadvertently caused by the moment of levity. I didn't read that earlier. I didn't put that in a thing I read earlier, so I am mistaken. Apparently, he did say sorry. In 2017, Theresa May said of her Conservative colleague, Ken Clarke, who had served as Justice Secretary, that when I was Home Secretary, I used to say, I locked him up and he let him out. The Home Secretary wrote, I think everyone can see that there was no ill intent behind the ribbing of the new Lord Chancellor, a role I once filled and which comes with immense challenges thanks to the vandalism inflicted on our justice system by the last Conservative government. They've got to blame somebody, haven't they? But I don't think she said sorry, though. But hang on, let's see. But I appreciate this is an extremely serious issue and do not want anyone to mistake this moment of levity for a lack of serious intent. So I don't think she's actually said sorry. Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander said it was right that Streeting had apologised. Those remarks don't reflect the seriousness with which all of them will approach matters relating to public safety and the prison system. Well, you're not really concerned about public safety, are you, if these people have been released early? Shortly after coming to power in 2024, the Labour government announced emergency measures to release prisoners early in a bid to ease overcrowding in prisons. But you've had people, see, you've got to put it in sort of perspective, like the guy they put away for putting, stickers on street furniture, legal and lawful, and he got 3 years in prison. And then you've got the other woman, the woman who made a post on X. I can't remember her name. And then she took it down because she was angry about what happened with the Welsh choir boy. You remember that? And the kids, all the kids. And she apologized, she took it down. Hardly anyone's seen it. She got years in jail. That's why it's overcrowded, because you're putting in people in prison that shouldn't be gone to prison. So you shouldn't be. Rather than, in my opinion, rather than letting serious criminals out of jail, just don't put away non-serious criminals. Like you got Alex Belfield. I mean, Alex Belfield, I never was a great fan, but he got over 5 years. 5 years in jail. That's why surely that is why the prisons are full. That's a part of it. And the other reason, well, we know the other reasons, don't we, why the prisons are full? But they don't want to give you the statistics about all that, do they? No, they don't want to release the statistics or we've got people in prison shouldn't even have been in the country. We shouldn't have even put them in prison. We should have just deported them instantly. And when they come out of prison, they'll probably have the right to remain. This fucking joke, mate. Alexander defended the government's actions, saying difficult but necessary decisions had to be taken to ensure the prison system could continue functioning. We're in danger of a situation where the courts couldn't sentence people that weren't prison spaces available, and the police wouldn't be able to make arrests. Well, you managed to put other people away for really, realistically, non-crime, really. Do you know what I mean? You managed to do that. It's just horrendous. And then they blame the last bunch of Muppets. Anyway, so then we'll move on. We'll move on. Move on, guys. Move on. Okay, we'll move on. So what have we got now? This one is very serious. In actual fact, it really is. Ukrainian drones hit more sites of Russian online retailer Wilburys. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be before this really gets out of hand. Really gets out of hand, because I don't see Russia taking too much more of this before they just have to stamp all over it. I can't see it. I really can't see them out holding. I don't know why they haven't already. Let's have a look. Oh. And they worry about us using plastic straws. You can't make it up, can you? And they got that sort of thing going on. Ukrainian drones have hit warehouses belonging to Russia's biggest online retailer again, injuring 15 people, according to the company's founder and regional governors. Logistics hubs run by Wildeberries in 2 southwest cities were impacted by overnight attacks and workers evacuated, the founder said. Why are they attacking that, an online retailer? Well, we'll read on and see why, but why are they attacking that? And they've attacked more than one of them, and these places are fucking huge. So a lot of stuff's gone, that, you know. It's the second time the Ukraine has attacked the firm's facilities in 4 days, with warehouses in Tabov and Elektrostal hit over the weekend, killing 8 people. Not 8 military, 8 people. Just 8 people, probably workers or somebody passing by. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said on Wednesday that the Ukraine had hit logistics hubs in the Krasnodar and Slavopol regions involved in providing the Russian army with drone components, navigation equipment and other gear. Now, that's really important, really, because so Zelensky said they've hit them places because they were involved in providing the Russian army with drone components, navigation equipment and other gear, and we are supplying the Ukraine with such stuff, and the Germans are supplying the Ukraine, and I don't know how many other European countries. So on that alone, Russia could attack any of the facilities in our countries or in any other European country that they say are supplying the Ukraine with weapons of war. Why wouldn't they? This is just, you know, I mean, why would... I think at some point they will, me personally. I think at some point they will absolutely... And I don't think there'll be any response. I think at some point, this is my prediction. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's what I think is going to happen. I don't think that Russia's going to take much more of this. And they're using that as an excuse now. Because they're saying they're supplying, right, the Russian military with bits and bobs, right? Well, loads of places in Europe are doing that. I'm not even sure if Americano ain't doing that. But if the Russians, I think, at some point the Russians are going to go, right, we're going to have to make a statement now. And they're going to hit somewhere, probably in Germany, I'd have said, that manufactures drones or something that they're supplying to the Ukraine. And depending on the response to that is the future for all of us. But I don't think, me personally, there will be much of a response to it. I think there'll be a lot of screaming and shouting if they do it. But if they do it hard enough, just enough to say, you carry on now, and we're not, the gloves are off. Then they'll go, right, NATO, one attacked, all attacked. But Spain said they're not going to get involved. Even if they instigate this Article 5 or whatever it's called in the UN. These countries don't have to go to it. They don't have to. And there's a few countries that have said they're not going to. They're not going to do it. And when you look at Americano land's already in deep with Iran now. How much more munitions have they got? How many munitions has Europe got? You've got the trade route that goes from China to Russia. They're joined, aren't they? China and Russia. And then you got the Russians. They got like a big, massive lake between them with Iran. This is going to be crazy, and I don't think the West can cope with it. I personally think if Russia do decide to make an attack on other infrastructure in parts of Europe for the same reason that Zelensky is saying that he's doing it, then I personally think that they won't be attacked back. And I do think if they are attacked back, then they're going to really kick off. I mean, fucking proper. It's all on a knife's edge, this stuff, in my opinion. Tell me in the chat what you think. Tell me in the comments what you think. Do you think is that too far-fetched? Do you think that's possible? Do you think Ukraine's going to take over Russia? What do you think? I'd love to know. Workers were evacuated after the attacks on logistics centres in Krasnodar and Navnavnizhnik in Staropol region. Wilderberry's founder, Tatiana Kim, said, "There are no words to describe all the feelings and emotions caused by the attacks on ordinary people, on the employees, on us, who are simply doing our jobs," she wrote on Telegram. "But these situations demonstrate the most important thing. We must continue to do what we do for the benefit of people." 5 people were hurt in a warehouse complex on the outskirts of Nevnyansk, Governor Vladimir Vladimirov reported, with everyone receiving outpatient treatment. In Krasnodar, 10 people were injured in an attack on a warehouse complex, with 3 in a serious condition, the region's governor Vivian Karagadev said. BBC Verify has analysed footage and confirmed fires in 2 locations. Well done, you. Reports of the strikes first emerged just after 12 o'clock GMT, with the Russian state news agency TASS reporting that their air defences had been activated in Novosibirsk. Dramatic footage filmed by locals began to emerge shortly after. In both locations, the impact appears substantial, with large fires engulfing the buildings and huge columns of smoke rising into the air. I mean, that's right in there, isn't it? Look, next to Moscow. I don't know if you can see that. That's next to Moscow, look. Just like that one down there. Oh, look, there's there, and there. They're hitting them everywhere. They're all in Russia now. They're hitting Russia now. And I personally, I don't think that's good. I don't. I just think it's going to be a massive problem going forward. Krasnodar's governor said the region was hit by a massive attack last night, with drone debris also hitting the grounds of a company in Armavir and killing 1 employee. The city administration reported that an oil depot was struck, causing a fire. Again, more oil getting... It's just insane, mate, what's going on. Drone fragments also hit, apparently as well. There's only a few... apparently... Americano land is on. It's using its reserve oil. It's oil reserves, and it's only got about, I don't know, something like 40% of it left. I don't know how true that is. I heard that today. I thought, what? They're in their oil reserves. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. It's just mad, because you can't trust the media with any of it, really, can you? Drone fragments. Oh yeah. Zelensky said Ukraine had struck an oil depot as well as a tanker and 4 cargo ships of the Russian Shadow Fleet in the waters of the Sea of Azov, a Black Sea. How much more is Russia going to have of this? I don't know. Russia has been operating a Shadow Fleet to evade international sanctions imposed on its oil exports after its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. It weren't a full-scale invasion, special military operation. The overnight strikes mark the second targeting of Wilbur's factories in less than a week. Recently published satellite imagery gives an indication of the damage caused to the Wilbur's sites that were hit by Ukrainian strikes over the weekend. In Elektrostal, a city near the capital Moscow, 3 buildings were completely gutted. Serhiy Guzan, chairman of the Chairman of the Ukrainian Security and Cooperation Centre, previously told the BBC that Wilbur's website had been used by Russian volunteers to buy military equipment. So what if they're buying stuff off Amazon? I mean, I don't know if they can use Amazon in Russia. But what if, for example, Ukrainian people or military or whatever are using Amazon, if they can, to buy stuff? Does that mean Russia should attack Amazon's depots now? Is that where we're at in this? Is that what's happening? I mean, really? The collateral damage from such strikes could also have a serious impact on the Russian economy, as well as a psychological effect on Russian society and likely on continued support for the war. See, the thing is, if the people demand it, if you upset the people too much and the people demand retaliation, demand it, it'll happen. Surely. Unlike retail giant Amazon, Wilburys and its rival Ozon act almost entirely as marketplaces, connecting independent sellers with buyers across Russia, storing and delivering their goods and handling payments. So loads of livelihoods have been lost now. Loads of people, little people who just had little businesses, just earning a living, just trying to get through life. Didn't want to, don't want to get involved in a war. But no, they've just hit everything. They've just wiped a load of it out. Loads of it now. They're all like that now, aren't they? What the fuck? What, how, this, I don't know. How long can this go on? Before it just goes over the edge. The recent strikes have impacted hundreds of sellers whose livelihoods depend on the online marketplace. Trader Eleanor, not her real name, told BBC Russian she had lost clothing she sells in the attacks, which is her only income. She said that if there are more strikes, I probably won't manage. It's terrifying to keep loading my goods into what feels like a furnace. See, look, it's a proper big company. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. I just don't know how long this is going to be able to continue like this. I don't. I just don't. I think at some point... It's weird as well. I'll tell you what else is weird. The number 33 on that lorry bay. I don't know if you've seen it. Look at that lorry bay, 33. It's always in the numbers, isn't it? It's always in the numbers. Always. When you know, you know. Or is it just a coincidence? I don't know. And then we've got this. So Burnham, he's just made his Chancellor, the guy who was complaining about he needs more money for the military and defence, yeah? And we've just got this. Bombs away Burnham. Approves use of British military bases for US strikes on Iran, as Trump vows he's not finished at all. So he's only been in there 10 minutes and he's already said, yeah, carry on. Use the runways. You carry on attacking Iran from the UK. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that. So nothing's changed, does it? There, nothing's changed. Oh, and don't forget his cap bus fares at £2. Whoopee fucking woo. Andy Burnham has given the go-ahead to the US to use British military bases for defensive strikes against Iran. It has been reported. The new PM has continued. This guy, imagine this. Can you imagine this?
Imagine no more.
Imagine no more, because it's actually happening. The new PM has continued with Keir Starmer's controversial policy, with Donald Trump vowing today he is not finished yet. RAF bases like Fairford and Diego Garcia can continue to be used by the Americans to strike the Islamic Republic, Bloomberg reports. It appears to be the first major national security judgment by the Labour leader, who risked coming to blows with Donald Trump if he declined access to US aircraft. And who does Donald Trump answer to? Who's in the Epstein files, mate?
Everyone!
Oh, yeah, that's right. Everyone. They're all in it, aren't they? Of course they are. In his final hours in 10 Downing Street, Starmer chaired a Cobra meeting on UK policy after 7 days of renewed US bombardment of Iran. Ministers at the meeting chose to continue with the existing policy that bases could be used for countering the Iranian missile threat and sites used to target the Strait of Hormuz, sources revealed. Burnham was informed of the decision and appears to have agreed with it, despite the risk of angering anti-war Labour voters. Some Labour MPs, the Green Party and the Liberal Democrats have also argued that the use of the bases makes the UK complicit in war crimes. Well, it does. It absolutely does. Asked about the use of UK bases, a US official told The Telegraph, Trump has made clear his deep disappointment about NATO allies' lack of support throughout Operation Epic Fury, which is making the entire world safer by denuclearizing Iran. That was never the objective, was it? There was never an issue, was there, with Iran with nuclear weapons? Apparently, Iran never had nuclear weapons. They had the Ayatollah. It was like the Catholic, like religious people on the West, the Pope, and he said no, we're not going to do that. And then them and Israel illegally attacked Iran, and he's chopping and changing why all the time, isn't he? Regime change, that didn't work. Then it's because they've closed the straits, but the straits were open before it all started. And then it's because the stop them getting a nuclear. But didn't the summer before they were supposed to have destroyed all their nuclear capabilities, didn't they? Fuck it. Honestly, it's this, isn't it?
All lies. All lies. It's all lies. All lies. Everything's a lie. All.
Everyone. The US has thousands of troops stationed in Europe to protect Europe, but requests to use NATO bases during this conflict were denied. The US expects to be able to use its bases in Europe to advance global and European security. Do you feel safer with all this going on? Do you feel safer? Because I don't. Trump previously came to blows with Starmer when the then M refused his request at the start of the war in February. This comes as the US president said he had a very good talk with the new PM on Monday. He had a very good talk with him. Did he now? We discussed many subjects, including the outstanding relationship we have with the UK, he wrote on Truth Social. This included North Sea oil, trade, the military alliance, demining of the Hormuz Strait, and many other topics. Trump added the call was interesting and went very well. So, many of us do believe that Trump is compromised and has his handlers. Because the Trump that went into office with all the things that he said he was going to do, he's not done any of it, has he? Really? I don't think so. Not really. But yeah, so that's where we are with that. And then we've got... This is interesting when you look at all that going on. So then you've got this, right? US to announce deal allowing Saudi Arabia a nuclear program, reports say. So we don't want Iran to be nuclear, but now we're going to make Saudi Arabia, or they are going to allow Saudi Arabia to become nuclear. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? The US and Saudi Arabia are expected to announce a deal that will allow the Gulf Kingdom to develop a civilian nuclear program, according to US media reports. An announcement is expected from US President Donald Trump's administration on Wednesday, US officials were cited as saying. Now, is this going to encourage Iran to go nuclear? Proper nuclear, like with missiles and stuff. Is that what this is going to encourage now? Because, isn't Saudi Arabia within striking distance of Iran? I think they are, aren't they, if my geography is correct? An announcement is, the agreement could be worth billions of dollars to the US, whose companies could be involved in building a facility to produce enriched uranium, which can be used to fuel as fuel for power plants, but also to make nuclear bombs. Nuclear experts and former officials in Israel, the US top ally in the Middle East, have voiced concern that the plan could ultimately lead to Saudi Arabia being able to develop a nuclear weapon. Well, Israel's not supposed to have nuclear weapons, but apparently they've got them as well. The BBC has asked the White House for a comment. The US media report says that under the terms of the agreement, after undertaking a joint study with the US, Saudi Arabia may be allowed to enrich uranium on its soil to produce fuel at a US-built enrichment facility instead of relying on imported fuel. The provision would distinguish this agreement from another one that was struck by the US in 2009 with Saudi Arabia's neighbour, the United Arab Emirates, under which the UAE does not produce its own fuel and accepts a host of other restrictions. For that reason, the agreement is also expected to attract the concern of nuclear non-proliferation campaigners, whose ultimate aim is to prevent an increase in the number of nuclear weapons worldwide. The nuclear issue has been at the centre of months-long US-Israel conflict with Iran. Well, it hasn't really, has it? Well, I suppose it has a bit. You know, they were sort of saying about the nuclear stuff they were ultimately concerned about. But when they were having the talks, they'd already bombed all that stuff, apparently. So they said. I mean, how many times has Trump said they've done it? They're finished. They're finished. Iran's done. Iran's not done by any stretch of the imagination. There's a direct corridor from China, Russia, into Iran. A direct corridor, really. Because you've got China and Russia are bordering each other. And then you've got a body of water where then you've got Russia and then Iran. And they're And as far as I know. They all work together. This could escalate really fast, really. That's if all the fuel don't run out first, or all the crops aren't getting done because there's not enough nitrogen and stuff like that in the next 12 months. Who knows? Who knows where this is all going? The nuclear issue has been at the centre of the months-long US-Israeli conflict with Iran. The two nations say one of the reasons they attacked Iran in February was to prevent the country from ever developing a nuclear weapon, something that Tehran denies planning to do. Well, I don't think they'll be not planning it now. Do you know what I mean? For all we know, they've already got the uranium, if that's what it takes to do it. For all we know, because they've been nuclear, haven't they? So for all we know, they've already got everything they need. For all we know, they've already got them. Or they've got them now. I mean, why wouldn't you? You're being attacked by, effectively, what is potentially two nuclear countries. And it's just getting, now, apparently, America's bombing. But apparently, Iran's just firing back all over the place. Killed US troops. Destroyed bases. There's all sorts going on over there. It's pretty wild by the sounds of it. Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, told CBS News in 2018 that his own nation was not planning to acquire a nuclear weapon, but that without doubt, if Iran developed a nuclear bomb, we will follow suit as soon as possible. It's fucking mad, isn't it? The US-Saudi deal, due to be unveiled on Wednesday, has already been approved by Trump and will last 30 years, according to the Wall Street Journal. If the US objects to enrichment taking place in Saudi Arabia following the joint study, the kingdom would not be allowed to do so on its own or with another foreign partner for 10 years, the newspaper says. The plan will now be sent to the US Congress. Some lawmakers on both sides of the political aisle are also expected to oppose the deal, though Trump's Republican Party controls both the upper and lower chambers. They're having an election soon, aren't they? They're all having the Americanos having some sort of election. I don't know how it works over there, but I don't think he's going to do too well. Unless like when he was saying, "Oh, it was all rigged." It's the biggest rig. With the election was rigged by the Biden administration. It's been the biggest rig in American history. Well, what if he's going to start rigging it now? Who knows? I wouldn't put anything past any of these people. The US-Saudi deal has been made contingent on the Saudis normalising diplomatic ties with Israel. There you go. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. The US-Saudi deal has been made contingent on the Saudis normalising diplomatic ties with Israel. The New York Times reports. The push for Saudi-Israel normalisation has been an aspiration of successive US presidents. So they want to bring them together, into the fold, together. Because, you know, who's running it all? Who's running everything? Yeah? Who's on Epstein's Island, mate? Everyone! Ah, yeah. Yeah, that weren't a CIA, MI5, Mossad thing, was it? With old Epstein. No. That's just a conspiracy, guys. Conspiracy, you madman. Well, it sort of all comes to light, you know. Once you've got eyes to see it, once you've got eyes to see, you can see these sorts of things, can't you? Have I got time for this next one? Yeah, I just thought I'd have a little quick look at this one. I've just got 5 minutes. We'll just do this quick. I haven't heard anything about this, but I looked at this and I thought, what? I was like, what is this?
What?
Yeah. I was like, wow, that is mental. So let's have a quick look at this. Gruesome images in D4VD hearing are our worst nightmare for teen girl's family. I don't really know a lot about this. I just thought, what is this all about? So what do we got? Warning, readers may find details in this article distressing. Damn! Yeah, the brothers. One of your lot. Anyway, well, he was. It's not. I'm not just saying it. It's one of, he's one of them, isn't he? Anyway, let's have a look. Gruesome. I'm not saying that white people don't commit these sort of heinous crimes, because of course they do. Gruesome images of a teenage girl's dismembered corpse have been shown in court before her horrified parents on the opening day of a preliminary hearing into the murder case against the singer who performs under the stage name D4VD. I don't know if he pronounced that a different way, but that's how it says it to me. Prosecutors presented graphic crime scene photos showing 14-year-old Celeste Rivers Hernandez body when it was found last year inside a Tesla registered to singer David Anthony Burke in Hollywood, Los Angeles. A homicide detective testified that Burke, 21, had ordered a body bag, chainsaws, an inflatable pool, and a shovel online in the days after Celeste's death. Burke has pleaded not guilty to charges of murdering and sexually abusing the girl. The grisly details had previously only been described in court filings. Today's hearing marked the first time that the evidence and photographs were shown publicly in court. Although this is not the trial itself, prosecutors are laying out evidence that say links Burke to Celeste's death, as they seek to convince the judge there is sufficient evidence in the case to proceed to trial. Very hot here today. Prosecutors say Burke stabbed Celeste before dismembering her body with a chainsaw to conceal the killing after years of alleged sexual abuse. They allege he killed her because she had threatened to reveal his relationship with a minor and destroy his multi-million-dollar music career. For Celeste's parents, it was an ordeal they had prepared themselves for, but could never fully anticipate, according to their lawyer. This is the first time they heard this evidence in detail, and they're horrified. The family's attorney, Patrick Steinfield, told the BBC after the court hearing. There was an image of Celeste's torso and her head in the trunk of the car, and the prosecutor had to ask what it was because you could not tell it was a head. It was absolutely deplorable. They're at a loss for words, and they're just trying to do their best, the best they can. Steinfield says Celeste's mother's Mercedes had been her mother Mercedes. I thought he was talking about a fucking car then. Her mother, Mercedes, that's her mum's name, had been warned in advance that graphic images would be shown. I told her she didn't have to be in the courtroom for this part of the hearing, he said. But she said, I want to be here to show support for Celeste. She just put her head down and started crying. He said he had advised both parents that once they saw the images, they would never be able to unsee them. I encouraged them to step out for a short period of time, and they decided no, they wanted to be there to show their supporting for their daughter. Why would you want that to be the last images of your fucking daughter in your head? Why? I'm fucking sure I would. Anyway, there's a bit more on it. But yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it? Very weird. Anyway, that's Wednesday. That's done. It's all crazy. But we're all still alive, thankfully. Thank you for anybody that's here. Yeah, not many in here today. Not many, but it's been a nice day, so people are probably busy. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock. If you're new here, give it the thumbs up. Do the subscribe thing. It'd be interesting to get to 270. But I don't think so, because I just think YouTube just goes, no, Gaz. No, it's shit. Your streams are shit, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
Well, you know, they're not that shit, are they? I don't know, probably are. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Stay safe.
We keep on moving, we keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down.
We ain't slowing
keep
down.
on moving, we keep on moving along, we keep on rolling.
Yeah,
No, we ain't slowing it down.
let's go. We ain't slowing down, baby. Come and show me how. Gotta do it right now. You know you gotta hold me down. Can I let the moment pass? Good things they never last. Pull up in a whip, you know I had to hit the gas. Yeah, that's premium. Pull up with a team and them ain't worried about the other side. They know that they ain't beating them on everything I love. Word to the man above. Keep it cool, calm, collected. At this point, you get the message. Life is hectic, but we gotta keep it rolling, no. Gotta keep it moving, keep it moving like we stole it, though. Rolling with the punches, giving hits like we are in a scope. Even though I'm clocking, punching in, I'm independent, though. Staying prayed up, ain't nothing gon' phase us. Ain't never gon' let a lame say what they just made up. I never take a pay cut, we getting what we worth in. I never change the blueprint, cause we know it's really working.
Keep on moving,
Moving,
we keep on moving along.
keep it moving, keep it
rolling.
rolling.
No, we ain't slowing it down.
Never slowing down,
Keep
never
on moving,
moving.
we keep on moving along.
Keep it moving, keep it
rolling.
rolling.
No, we ain't
Keep it rolling, keep
slowing
it
it
moving, we
down.
ain't never gonna lose it. Cause we in it for the movement. If I'm lying, then I'm flying. Don't play into their amusement. If we trying, we ain't dying. Never sleep, never sleep, never. The moment that you rest your head, they think they can't compete. If you gotta skip steps, then the plan is not complete. Get your reps in, get your reps in, get your. Never rest on a past success. You gotta love what you do if you tryna be the best.
Keep on moving,
Moving,
we keep on moving along.
keep it moving, keep it rolling.
We ain't slowing it down.
Never slowing down, never
Moving,
moving.
we keep on moving
Keep it
along.
moving, keep it moving, keep it
Rolling.
rolling.
No, we
Keep
ain't
it rolling, keep it moving. We ain't never gonna lose it.
Who's been to Epstein Island, mate?